Hello, we're going to be Levi's top 10 power ranking teams. Let's get started with number 10. Number 10, who you got?
New England. Look, they're playing really good football, and Mac Jones, he doesn't have the highest ceiling, but he does not make a ton of mistakes. He's only thrown 4 picks all season. That shows that the Patriots trust him. They're beginning to put more trust in him. And also, Damian Harris, he's really starting to carry their running game. So I like New England at number 10. I think they're a playoff team. I don't know if they can make a run for it this year, but I think Bill Belichick's good enough to get this team into the playoffs.
How do you think about Mac Jones pulling the guy down?
Yeah, look, that was a dirty move, but it was. I think, part of Mac Jones was probably just like the adrenaline of being a rookie. It pumped him into that situation. I think he's going to recover from that.
You think he's going to get suspended?
No.
Number 9.
At number 9, I have the Green Bay Packers. Look, I have them at the same spot I had them last week. Number 9, I'm not going to drop them. I'm not going to move them up either. Jordan Love he was fine, but unfortunately for them, they just could never score. They had some chances, they just couldn't do it. But I was happy with how their defense has been playing. But that might just be because of Mahomes and the Chiefs being bad. I don't know. But I have them at number 9. I think that they're still like a top 5 team in the NFC. And good news for them is the Bears lost, so they have pretty much locked up their division by now. They have a three-game lead over the Vikings, 3.5 now over the Bears.
Number 8.
At number 8, I have the Saints, because the Saints crushed the Packers early in the season. I know they have one more loss. And here's the thing about the Saints. They're inconsistent, and they lose games that they should be winning. But they win all the games that they shouldn't win. They have 3 huge wins on the season, and obviously the blowout over Green Bay, and not to mention they beat the Bucs as well. So I think the Saints are still a really good team, and the fact that Trevor Siemian almost beat the Falcons, they should have beat them. I get it. They should have beat them. They made some questionable coaching decisions and questionable play calling early in the game. They really should get Taysom Hill more involved in their offense. But I like the Saints right now. I like them a lot.
Taysom Hill's hurt.
No, he's not.
For a while.
He literally played 2 snaps in the last game.
What I think is why are you not starting Taysom Hill as your quarterback if Jameis gets hurt?
Yeah, I mean,
was he not starting as your quarterback last year for like 4 games?
I think they saw something in Trevor against the Bucs that they liked, and they want to try him again. And here's the thing: Trevor Siemian's not bad, right? He's 13-13 on his career, so he's pretty much a career average guy. But
you gotta go with Taysom.
But you gotta think about, but also for Trevor, think about the teams he was on. He was 13-13 on the Broncos and the Jets. Those are not great teams. So considering he's been an average quarterback for some bad teams, an average quarterback on a good team like the Saints with a great coach, Sean Payton, I think he's the best coach in the NFC. I think he's proven that this year, even without Drew Brees, he's still keeping his team very competitive. I love the Saints. I have them at 8.
Number 7.
But I think I like the quarterback so much more on the Chargers that I have the Chargers at 7. Even though I think the rest of the team, the Chargers might not be as good of a team overall. But Herbert can carry the Chargers to some wins, like he did against the Eagles. The Chargers, as a team, have not been playing that great for the past 3 or 4 games, and especially even against the Eagles. They were losing to the Eagles, and I thought there was a chance Jalen could have beat them. I actually predicted they would lose to the Eagles, but Justin Herbert was better than I thought he would be. He turned on the Jets in the 4th quarter, and he took it to the Eagles as a second-year quarterback. I think he's real and turning into an MVP candidate. Especially with Kyler Murray getting injured and Aaron Rodgers getting COVID. Justin Herbert is starting to climb that MVP ladder. He's starting to get up there, I think.
But it's interesting. I think they start so hot, and they got a little bit of a cold streak in the middle.
And they played some tough teams, but I think they're back right now.
But they got destroyed by the Ravens.
That's true. But here's the thing: the good news for them is the Raiders lost to the Giants, so now the Chargers have that tiebreaker because they did beat the Raiders. So the Chargers are back in leading their division. I think they will end up winning their division because I don't think the Raiders and the Chiefs are only a half game back now, which is kind of scary for the West.
It's really weird. The Chiefs seem to be doing so bad, and yet they're like 5-4 and like a half game back of winning the division. You got number 6.
At number 6, though, I have the Ravens because the Ravens blew out the Chargers. So I can't really. I mean, if it was a close game, that'd be a discussion. But the Ravens are 6-2, and they blew the Chargers out a couple weeks ago. Lamar proved again last night why he is one of the top 5 probably quarterbacks in the league
right now.
I mean, the way that he plays.
Mahomes,
he now has
Rodgers, Lamar.
He now has 2 super impressive wins on the season, right? The Colts, that was all Lamar, and then the Vikings, again, that was pretty much all Lamar. He pretty much carried them in the 4th quarter.
His 2 interceptions and his fumble. It really led them to the victory over the Vikings.
But he turned on at the end. He turned on clutch at the end. When
who really is the MVP? Justin Tucker. 2 wins for them this year off of Justin Tucker's leg.
Here's where I worry about the Ravens, though. it feels to me like they're playing too many close games, and all of their wins seem to be like clutch wins. They feel like the Seahawks have been for the past couple of years. They win a lot of close, kind of clutch games in which the quarterback makes some clutch plays, like Lamar, kind of like the way that Russ did. And that's a great. I mean, that they're probably going to win their division. They're probably going to make the playoffs. But the way that just like the Seahawks, can that get you to the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
But I still think they're a really good team.
I think they're a super good team. I think their defense is pretty solid too. Then again, the Vikings seem to be doing some good things. Although I think the Vikings are a little bit underrated, to be completely honest with you. I've just
been seeing too much Lamar for the Ravens and not enough the rest. Like when Lamar's off, they're off, and when Lamar's on, they're on. But they're too reliant on him.
Number 6.
That was number 6. Number 5.
Number 5. Top 5.
Number 5. Taking a 5-spot leap during their bye week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are back at 5. I had them at 10 last week, but over the bye week, you know how the Bucs are. Just like last year, they're going to go on a run after their bye week. That's what they did last year. So
Brady.
I'm just expecting them to win 6 in a row after the bye, like they did last year. So I moved them up 5 spots. You know what? The Bucs are a really good team. They did lose to the Saints. That was a fluky loss. I think they probably underprepared for them. But I love Tom. I love the Bucs. They have so many good weapons. Maybe they'll even be adding Odell. I don't know.
Maybe we'll be adding Odell.
It seems like the most Bucs thing ever to just sign Odell.
Number 4, the Seahawks?
No. Number 4, I have the Bills. So I've dropped the Bills from 2 to 4.
I would drop them way lower, guys. That Jags loss was so bad.
It was a harsh loss, but
they put up 6 points against the Jaguars. 6. Josh Allen is better than Josh Allen.
Every team has a couple stinkers every year. That was the Bills' stinker, right? They haven't really had a stinker all year because their other 2 losses were close. So this is their first bad loss of the season.
I mean, this was a close game, but it was still bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, close but high scoring. This one was just like...
Oh, so you don't think close defensive games matter?
No, they do.
So, Levi, why do you think that? What's your primary reason by a 6-9 game not being as close as a 21-18 game?
The point is the Jags should have only scored 9 points against them. But the way that I think... Whatever.
So Levi doesn't have
my logic is not logicking myself. Anyways, the point is, Buffalo. That was Buffalo's real stinker on the season. They're gonna recover. They're gonna be fine. Josh Allen has been kind of iffy this year, which is the worry.
Josh Allen's been amazing. Did you see his sack?
Josh Allen, the quarterback.
Oh, you gotta specify.
He's been kind of like, some games he's like here, and then some games he's like here. So that's where, like, there's no in between for him right now. That's what he needs to figure out. But I think their defense is good enough, and their coaching is good enough, and their receivers are good enough that they are going to make the playoffs. I'm a little bit worried about New England, though. New England's only half a game behind them now.
Yeah, New England's coming hot.
And they still
when Mac Jones gets fined for 2 games, I think they're going to drop both of those, and then we'll see what happens.
I think Buffalo probably wins their division by 1 game over New England. I think they probably split.
Number 3.
Number 3, I have the Rams. They lost to the Titans, but they are still a really good team.
Yep.
Okay, Matthew Stafford, for the past couple of weeks, people are talking about him as an MVP. I would probably take him out of that discussion for now, but he's still playing pretty good football, and the fact that Cooper Kupp has turned into one of the best receivers in the league.
Not the best.
One of the best, I said.
I said if not the best.
If not the best. The running game, a bunch of random running backs are still being able to rush for 100 yards almost every game. That's just kind of how Sean McVay's offense works. And their defense has been consistent up until that game against the Titans. And even the Titans, I mean, that was pretty fluky. The Titans got 2 touchdowns back-to-back off of 2 picks. So, I mean, take out those picks, and that's what? Now it's 19-14 Rams. So you have to think about that. The Rams kind of hung with them except for a couple of bad picks that kind of cost them the whole game.
Yeah, number 2.
But the Titans beat them, so I have the Titans at number 2. So the Titans, I had them at 11 last week. After Derrick Henry got injured, I wondered if the Titans were going to recover.
But Adrian Peterson,
I thought
he's too good.
My comment last week was the Titans are a one-and-done playoff team without Derrick Henry. Now, I'm not so sure. I think the Titans are my Super Bowl favorites.
Wow.
They just beat, they have...
And Derrick Henry might come back by the end of the year.
So the Titans, they are 6-0 against teams that made the playoffs last year. They beat the Seattle Seahawks, the Rams. They beat the Colts twice. They beat the Bills, and they beat the Chiefs. So they're 6-0 against teams that made the playoffs last year. That's
Who do you have at number 1?
And at number 1, I have the Arizona Cardinals. With a backup quarterback, they won by 3 scores against a 49ers team that is supposed to be kind of good at home. The 49ers, they've lost 8 in a row at San Francisco. That's
pretty
terrible.
bad. Even without Clemmer, they're scary. I think we all agree Cardinals still won. We
Colt McCoy
have
dropped 37.
Titans too.
And without DeAndre Hopkins too, right?
Yeah, and I think that's it, guys. We're approaching the 10-minute mark here. Thank you
Yeah.
for watching this NB Sportscast. Peace out. See you later. Bye-bye.